Oh, man. What is going on? Knicks fans. We're getting started, getting ready. Let's go. Oh, man, I am so hyped. This is, oh, man, fantastic. What a honestly, I feel like I'm dreaming a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I am dreaming. This is a sensational situation to be in. The New York Knicks have taken care of business again on the second game of a back-to-back on what a perfect night for any fan of basketball, especially any Knicks fan, any New York basketball fan. Tonight was a great, great night. It was a celebration of the 50th anniversary, the golden anniversary of the last championship the Knicks had in 1973. And the Knicks played a wire-to-wire, basically almost a near-perfect game tonight. Everybody contributed. It was fantastic. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. The Knicks are now 35-27, 8 games over 500. That's right, only a half game behind the Brooklyn Nets and only 2.5 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers in 4th place. And the Philadelphia 76ers just lost to the Celtics just now on a buzzer beater against, Jason Tatum hit the big winner. Shout out to everyone in the chat for joining me right now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going live tonight. It's a Saturday night special. Here we go. We got Big L in the house. We got Damian Mann in the house. Big Task. Jeff San Juan. Who else we got? We got James E. Moore. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. James McAndrews. Drew. What's up? Drew Reviews Music, man. Let's go. And Jean Rameau. I think that's how you say that. Salute to you, brother. Salute to everybody. Great night to be a Knicks fan. Fantastic night to be a Knicks fan. We're gonna fly by the seat of our pants tonight. So have any big questions or whatever, just drop them in the comments or drop a super chat. So I definitely won't miss it. And let's go. Here we go. The New York Knicks destroyed the New Orleans Pelicans 128-106. The score wasn't even that close towards the end. Knicks were once up by 35, I think, 30 or 35. They got a few points there in garbage time. Great game. Great all-around balanced game. It's really... And the defense. I mean, 106. Yeah, they got a few extra buckets there, the Pelicans in the end. But when I show you the stats, the Knicks held the Pelicans to 21.1% from the three-point line. Outstanding. Now, I want to point out a few things before we get into this. Should give you a bit of an idea. Like, I'm sure by now you guys have listened to Thibodeau's recent press conference, post-game conferences when he's talking about the three-point shot, the value shots, the frequency, trying to eliminate the long mid-range and all that stuff. If you've been watching this channel, you know that's exactly what I've been calling for. Three-pointers and down in the paint, and get those second chance opportunities. Knicks are playing that. I got to say, I think right now, Knicks are one of the best at doing that at the moment. We got our big offensive rebounder back, Mitch, one of the best in the game. In fact, if not the best, or at least tied with Steven Adams in terms of ferocity. He makes such a difference on this team. And he makes a huge impact on RJ's defense, and you saw it again tonight. RJ, second game, he played very, very good defense. Let's see who we got here. Something's held for review. Why was that held for review? It was just Flames. What's up, Anthony Vasquez? Good to see you, brother. It's been a minute. It's a great night to come out and celebrate this big win. All right, so the Knicks, before the major lineup change, which was instituted on December 4th, where Thibodeau went to a 9-man rotation, bench Fournier, bench Reddish, and he put McBride in the lineup there, and then, of course, Grimes started. Pre that moment, the Knicks were last in the NBA in three-point percentage, shooting not even 32%, 31.9%. Last in the NBA. Since that day, since December 4th, the Knicks are now shooting 36.3% from the three-point line, which is 19th in the NBA. However, in the last 15 games, the Knicks are now up to 12th in the NBA. And if you heard that come, it's shooting 37.3% from the three-point line. And their attempts are up. In the last 15 games, the Knicks are 10th in the NBA in attempts. And they're 12th in field goal percentage overall. So the offense is clicking. Now, we were missing Mitch for a little bit. We just got him back. Now the defense is going. Now, this team, how dangerous is this team? How dangerous do you guys feel this team is? We're going to drop a poll in a little while about, I'm going to gauge your feelings about how far can this team go this season. And then we'll talk about next season because it's all worthy of discussing right now. Let's see here. James Brown says, all right, salute. How you doing? All right, cool. Excellent. Loving this situation. Now, so here's another interesting stat. Since, I told you that, 12%. They're 12th in three-point shooting. So they have upped their three-point attempts. You know, I've been asking, come on, we got to get more shots up. Got to get more shots. We have good three-point shooters on this team. They just got off to a slow start. RJ got off to a slow start. Barrett, even Brunson got off to a slow start from the three-point line. He wasn't as efficient as he is now from the three-point line, and he wasn't shooting it enough. And we didn't have Grimes in there because he was injured in the beginning of the season. So the team was a little discombobulated in terms of executing high-value shots, as Thibs phrases it. I just call them, I call them more efficient shots in terms of scoring. For every a shot attempt, you have to maximize how many points you can get from that. The three-point shot is still, I think it's the third highest value shot in the NBA. Of course, the dunk is number one, and the layup, I believe, like really close to the net is like number two. Number three is a three-point shot, and then there's some it kind of gradates out from there, in the paint. 7 feet out or whatever. But the mid-range shot, they're terrible. Now, the year the Knicks got the 4th seed, we actually were a decent mid-range shooting team. But the league has advanced even from 2 seasons ago. You can't feast in that long mid-range, the mid to long mid-range area, which actually the first bucket of the night was an RJ, a nice step back mid-range shot, which was nice for him. It got him going. RJ Barrett tonight. Here, before we get to that, here, look. So I tweeted this out. Knicks are now 5-0 in the Josh Hart era. Has there ever been a role player mid-season trade that's had this much of an impact? Tremendous pickup. I meant to say pickup. Incredible. He's kind of like, when you add a coagulant to a concoction, just brings it all together. He's like the egg. Brings it all together. It's not necessarily the thing you remember them. Oh, well, we do remember. We remember it as fans, but it's not necessarily the flashiest. He's not the icing. It's not any of that. He is the coagulant that makes it all kind of click, finally solidify what we had already working to some degree. Now it's solidified. We have a solid rotation. I could not be happier with this addition. Shout out to Leon Rose for making it happen. Shout out to everybody, whoever was involved in this, shout out to them. Wasn't the big star trade. Didn't need it because guess what? The Knicks have 2 stars on this team already. Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Tonight was the second game of a back-to-back. And the Knicks, not only did they win, but Julius Randle delivered 28 points after giving us 46 points last night. Tremendous. So he has now 74 points. He's given us 74 points in the past 2 nights. Outstanding. Also tweeted this out. Proud to be a Knicks fan. Tonight was a beautiful night. Watching Clyde get out there, make his speech. I got choked up, to be honest with you. And it was to celebrate the 73 Knicks win. And the Knicks had 73 points scored by halftime. Poetic, beautiful, round ball poetry right there. 73 points for the 73 Knicks. Outstanding. And R.J. Barrett, look at him. Nice bounce-back game. He's had 2 solid games after the All-Star break. I wouldn't even call this a solid game. I'd call this an excellent game for him. Season-high 7 assists for R.J. Barrett tonight. He had 3 assists in the first quarter alone. 25 points and 4 rebounds. Great game for him. He connected on, 8 of 13. 8 of 13 overall, 4 of 7 from the three-point line. So since the All-Star break, the last 2 games, he's 5 of 9 from the three-point line. I've kept the receipts. I'm keeping the receipts. I'm telling you guys, R.J. Barrett is going to be that fringe All-Star that he wants to be and that we need him to be. He will be that guy. He just has to work. He had to work through some issues. I don't know what it is, but he had to work through them, and tonight we saw it. I think he loves stepping. He loves when he goes up against ex-Dukies, which Brandon Ingram was one. I thought he played some really good defense on Ingram. He suffocated him enough. Ingram only shot 7 of 22 overall, 1 of 6 from the three-point line. He gave us 19, but he needed 22 field goal attempts to give you 19 points to give. So this was outstanding. And the defense on C.J. McCollum, tremendous. Our perimeter defense is becoming something that we can hang our head on now. Now we don't want to get too out of control on that yet, but we're gonna keep an eye on it for that. Let's see what we got here. Second round of the playoffs. I'm telling you, it's very possible. Very possible. Ian Begley, the wonderful Ian Begley, he tweeted this out. Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and Jalen Brunson combined for 73 points on 23 for 46 shooting. 73, again, that number. Coincidence? Not going to say the Knicks are going to win a championship this year. I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. Knicks have won 5 straight and are within a half a game of Brooklyn for 5th place in the Eastern Conference with 20 games to play. Only 20 games left, guys. New York. Are you guys hyped? Are you guys hyped yet? Have you drinking the Kool-Aid? This is it, man. The Knicks are for real. They're dangerous. I don't believe any team wants to face them in the playoffs, especially in that first round. Definitely not in the first round. Here we go. Here's the box score. Well, let's go to the big box score. Let's go to the big one. Here we go. RJ shot 61.5% overall, 57.1% from the three-point line. Hit all 5 of his free throws. Gave you 7 dimes and 4 rebounds. He did commit 3 turnovers. But overall, the man was outstanding. Finished 25 points and was a plus 23 in the plus-minus column. Followed up by his partner in crime there, Julius Randle, who ended up playing 32 and a half minutes tonight after playing, I think, almost 38 minutes last night. I mean, still, the minutes it's still kind of head-scratching, but we'll have to deal with that at some other point. Randle, 55%. 5 of 10. So now he shot 7 of 14 last night. He's 12 of 24 in the past 2 games. Unbelievable hot stretch from the three-point line for Randle. From all over the place, really, for Randle. Only got to the free-throw line once. 7 rebounds, 5 assists for him. So between our two forwards, between Randle and Barrett, we picked up 12 assists right there. You know things are going well when the team, when you're getting that kind of productivity in terms of playmaking from your high scorers in the game. The Knicks ended up with 24 assists tonight, which is a nice number compared to normally. I mean, we're pretty low. We're pretty low in assists. See what we got here. Checking out the D-Nice says, I have a CVS receipt. There we go. Mitch Robinson, 11 points. 19. He was a plus 19. 11 points, 13 rebounds, and he connected on all 5 of. I think they're all dunks. 5 of 5. Great game for him. The way he alters shots is something to behold. You don't even see. He doesn't get that many blocks because people just kind of they forego it. There was a play at one point. Let's see where my notes are. All right. Third quarter, about 2 minutes into the game. Great example of how Mitch impacts opponents' offense. Valanciunas had basically a bunny right in front of the hoop, but then he saw Mitch, and he kind of tightened up, and he totally whiffed it. Right there, a 7-footer whiffing a bunny, and that's because of the blockness monster factor. He's so intimidating down there. He's really he's defensively. I mean, he owns that paint right now. I mean, he owns the entire area in that zone there. He's fantastic right now. We got Stanley Mann in the house. What's up, brother? Our centers collected 23 rebounds tonight. That is absolutely right. Look at that, 13 for Mitch. Hartenstein got 10. Beautiful. And hey, don't forget Jericho. Jericho got one too. So we got 24. Beautiful. I'm like so hyped over this game, man. Josh Hart tonight, the big pickup, the trade deadline pickup for the Knicks. Played 25 and a half minutes, shot 5 of 6, hit his one 3-point attempt, which is really nice to see him continuing that way. Because, remember, he was only shooting about 30% from the 3-point line for Portland. So it's fantastic that he has really upped his game. Excuse me. Oh, man, this lingering cold. Hope none of you guys catch this thing. It's been lame. I'm actually feeling much better, but the after effects have been lingering for a while. And look, he got 5 rebounds for him. He didn't get an assist. I could swear I saw him get an assist. Oh, well. Isaiah Hartenstein, another solid game for him, even though he only played 20 minutes tonight. But Emmanuel quickly. If he's not in the running, if he doesn't finish at least in the top 3 for 6th man of the year this season, then I don't understand who's voting for this stuff, because his impact is tremendous. He's basically a starter, quality starter coming off the bench right now. He shot 5 of 10 tonight overall, 2 of 7 from the 3-point line, hit his one free throw, which was a technical that he shot. At 7 rebounds for a guard. Excellent. He even got 2 blocks. 2 blocks tonight. I forgot to mention, and he got a nice steal. Finished with 13 points and a plus 18. Quentin Grimes, solid game for him. 3 of 7 from the 3-point line. 42.9% for him. And he played some tremendous defense out on that perimeter, suffocating CJ McCollum. Whoever was out there, he was just harassing them. But it was not just him. It was an excellent team effort tonight all around on the perimeter. Now that we don't do the drop coverage as often as we used to, which I think I said last night, we've cut it in half about now. It might even be more. I'm not sure. I'll have to go in and find some of those stats. I may not have access to that deep type of stats, but definitely just the eye test alone tells me that we've gone away from constantly drop coverage, which is great. We blitz, and especially on those pick and rolls. The defender flashes over to the left or to the right and just disrupts. And there's like a half nanosecond there of double teaming, and then the other player rolls off. Perfectly done. Jalen Brunson. Also, not a great shooting night for him. 2 nights in a row, but it did not matter because the rest of the team shot the lights out. The team shot 51.1% overall and almost 40% from the 3-point line on 48 3-point attempts. Loving this. So the Knicks shot more from the 3-point line than from inside the 3-point line tonight. That's the way to play nowadays. Now, it doesn't mean you don't try to get the 2-point shot. You do. You try to get a quality, you try to penetrate the paint. And if you have the opportunity, if it's there, and we have guys who can finish through traffic, which is excellent, but you still got to look. If you're getting too much resistance, find the guy out beyond the arc, spray the ball, and continue to move the ball, find the best shot possible, and that's what the Knicks are doing now, which is why the percentages are climbing, which is why I say we went from last in the league in 3-point shots pre-December 4th to now, since December 4th, we're now 19th in the NBA. So we've climbed 11 slots, but even since in the last 15 games, we are now 12th in the NBA in 3-point percentage, shooting 37.3%. Excellent. Excellent. Brunson finished with 20 points. So we had 3 guys again shooting, connecting on more than 20 points each, and we ended up with 6 guys in double figures tonight. That's how you do it, man. Knicks scored 128 points. Outstanding. We did commit 19 turnovers, which is high for us, but a few of those I think were in the garbage time period. All right, let's go back to over here. Let's look at here. You can see the Pelicans. Ingram, 7 of 22, 19 points. McCollum also struggled. 6 of 19, shot less than 33%. 1 of 9 from the three-point line for McCollum. 13 points for him on 19 shot attempts. Richardson was the one guy who was a problem. He's the guy they picked up midseason. Nice pickup for them. 6 of 13 overall, 3 of 8 from the three-point line. In the beginning of the second half, it kind of felt like, are the Pelicans going to get back into this on Richardson's back? But the Knicks were able, Thibodeau called a timeout. The team came out with a fire and just completely blew the Pelicans away after that. Outstanding game. Outstanding. You can see here the team stats. Pelicans only they put up 38 shot attempts from the three-point line, only connected on 8. 18 of 21 for them from the free throw line. The Knicks are now shooting much better from the free throw line, which we need that because that's what's going to happen, especially in the playoffs. Hitting your free throws is key. Right now, everything's about winning as many games as possible and preparing yourself for playoff-type basketball. That's what this is about right now. And hitting your free throws is definitely very important for that right now. We did commit 19 turnovers, so that was something that we have to keep an eye on. The Pels got credited for 11 steals. We only got 1. Seems weird, but we got 8 blocks tonight. 8 blocks, and 2 of them from Emmanuel Quickly. Points in the paint were pretty much even, but the largest lead the Knicks had was 32. The Pelicans never led. Never led. Outstanding. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Here are the standings, guys. What's up? Let me shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. What's up? We got Jeremiah Nunez in the house. We got Alice Quispe. What's up, brother? Go New York. Go New York. Go. Man, what a celebration. I wish I could have been there tonight. I wish I could have been there. This seemed like a tremendous night of basketball celebration in New York. In the world's greatest arena. And it really is. It's such a blast seeing the game there. IQ is a top 5 defender, says Big L 139. Lennox, can't disagree. Can't disagree. Outstanding defense. Man, last night, I should have shouted out his defense last night more. I thought it was outstanding, especially when he got stuck one-on-one with Kyle Kuzma on the right side, and he would not let Kyle get off a good shot. Now, and Kyle's got at least, I don't know, how many, like 6 inches on him. But IQ's long wingspan, he was just jabbing at him, and like and disrupting Kuzma's dribble. And then he sealed him off and used the baseline as a second defender. He forced Kuzma into a terrible result. It was fantastic. IQ's constantly doing little things like that, which I think, they don't go unnoticed to us, but I think it must go unnoticed to the NBA if they don't have him in the top 3 for Sixth Man of the Year. Let's see what do we got here. And we got South Bronx in the house. What's up, brother? Let's see. Like trading Randle. Let's see what we got here. Just looking at the chat here. Yeah, that was brilliant versus Kuma. Yeah, that's right, man. Kid Funkadelic 77. What's up? Good to see you, brother. All right. Hey, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up button. Definitely appreciate that. And share this video. And, subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you're new in the chat, drop a hashtag new. Let me know. Shout you out. All right. Let's look at something. Let's look at this, because I screwed this up last night when talking to you guys. All right. This is the playoff matchups. I don't know why I said third place, fourth. No, I was thinking more like second round, which is totally a mistake. So here's the deal. Right now, we would play the Philadelphia 76ers. The 6th seed would play the 3rd seed. The 4th seed plays the 5th seed. I had it as the 3rd seed play the 4th seed, and that's totally wrong. Of course, the number 1 seed ends up playing the play-in team, and the number 2 seed plays the play-in team. Right now, if things stay as is, just like this, it would be Miami and the Hawks in the 7-8 matchup, and Toronto and the Wizards in the 9-10 matchup. Now, the 9-10 matchup would play Boston, the winner of that, and the winner of the 7-8 would play Milwaukee. We haven't heard yet definitively about Giannis's injury, so waiting to hear about that because that could severely impact it. Because you saw how close this game was with the Sixers and the Celtics. I mean, Sixers, they're not going anywhere, but I'm not anointing them as a real. Well, they definitely should have contending aspirations. They definitely should, but I see weaknesses in the team. I definitely see weaknesses. But at the moment, they're playing tremendous ball. But Milwaukee's won 13 in a row. Hard to argue with that. Now, the Cavaliers are the team that I feel is a little bit vulnerable. They haven't had a playoff run, they haven't faced this yet. I mean, Donovan Mitchell has, of course. So we'll see. They're going to be very dependent on him to help guide them through. But I kind of have a feeling like they might falter. And I definitely know the Brooklyn Nets are going to falter. So that 4-5 game right there, I could easily see the New York Knicks jumping up into that 4-5 range. We might be 5th by the time we talk next. By the time we talk next on Monday night, if we beat the Boston Celtics and Brooklyn loses, the Knicks will be in 5th place. How exciting is that? Man, let's go. I love it. That's so hyped about that. But hyped about it because the Knicks they're playing their best ball right now when it counts the most. Outstanding. See here, we got here in the chat. Drew says, I'm much more comfortable being the 6th seed and playing Philly. I think Cleveland is a bad matchup for us. Really? I think Cleveland could fold. I think in a long series, I think Cleveland is the more vulnerable team than the Sixers. Things could change though. 20 games, there's a lot can happen in 20 games. So we'll see. But that's the feeling I'm getting right now. And we played the Sixers very well recently, so we'll see. We shall see. We got Gideon. What's up, brother? New York is surging. Yes, we are at the right time. Look, if RJ wakes up, which it looks like he has, and I love the benching last night. If you watch my recap, I talked about that. I thought it was a good benching. Last night's fourth quarter benching was a good benching for RJ. There was even a shot towards the end of that quarter where they showed the bench and they were standing up and celebrating something that had just happened. I might have been the Brunson turnaround 2-pointer or whatever to maintain the lead. And RJ was standing behind. He was standing up, but he wasn't celebrating. You could see he was in pain. He wanted to be out on that court. And then he came out today with a fire in him and an efficiency that we haven't seen much of this season. He's had some very good efficient games this year, but just not enough of them. So we need him to string several together right now. He's trying to figure out his role. It's tough for him, the role that he's in. But he's got to figure it out. And it feels like he's going to, and if he does, ooh, baby, the Knicks will be dangerous in the playoffs. Stanley Mann says Donovan Mitchell is fantastic in a playoff series. He is. But Cleveland will have a hard time containing Randle and Brunson. The key to Cleveland-New York matchup will be bench production. I agree 100%, Stanley, 100%. I also think that RJ would be a key in that. RJ or Grimes will be a big key for that. And now we have Hart. And we got IQ. Oh, man. We got Obi. Oh. I think the trade deadline came and went. We made an addition a double addition, because Cam on the bench there, I think it was causing a lot of issues in terms of confusion, and people probably felt bad, hey, why is, Cam not playing, especially fellow teammates. So now that he's gone, he's got an opportunity to play in Portland. The issues or like the uncertainty of who's going to stay, who's going to go is gone. So the players are much more comfortable now. And when players are comfortable, they embrace their role much more wholeheartedly. And once that happens, they lean into it and things start clicking. And Thibs has been making some excellent rotation adjustments. He's still overplaying Brunson and Randle, in my opinion. But one thing he's doing in general is he's making substitutions earlier. He's leaving players out on the court for shorter stretches of time. Even though last night Randle was out, I think the entire first quarter. But we're gonna see as the season goes on. Thibs definitely wanted to nail down last night's game, 100%, which is why he kept them in. And there was a tight game. Wizards wouldn't go away. But tonight you saw he took Randle out with about 4.5 minutes left, which definitely should have been a little bit earlier. But he's taking RJ out with about 5 minutes left in the first, and then he brings him back. He gives IQ a little more rest, and that's the way to play it. That's the way to handle a roster, especially a roster like this. If you want your players to give you 100% effort when they're on the court, they have to, they have to have fuel in the tank. It's just the reality of the situation. Now Randle's just playing, outside of. he's just otherworldly right now. He's just insane, otherworldly. What did I say before? How many? He's shooting. He shot 7 of 14 last night, and tonight he shot. Tonight he shot 5 of 10. So he's 12 of 24. 12 of 24 from the three-point line in the past 2 games. Tremendous. 36 points he's connected on from the three-point line. Just from three-point shots alone, 36 points. Unbelievable. I was going to look something else up. Can't find it right now. Let's see. We got Danny Ars. What's happening, brother? Chris Rose in the house. Salute. Yeah, let's get those likes up. Excellent win. All right. We're going to put a poll in the chat here. Poll in the chat. Little delay. Here we go. Start a poll. How far can Knicks go in playoffs? All right. Lose first round. Win first round. Take a little delay here. Lose second round. One more option here. Not even going to go past this. Win second round. Oh, typo there, but whatever. You guys will understand. Beautiful. Oh, we got 160 in the chat. Thank you guys for joining me on a special Saturday night special. Pre-game live, post-game live, post-game live. Kid Funkadelic thinks conference finals. All right, so then that's a win second round. Hey, look, anything's possible, man. 20 games to go. Injuries are a big issue for a lot of teams. One thing that we're lucky, we have a pretty durable stars. Our stars are durable. Randle, Brunson is he missed a few games here, but he's basically been incredibly durable considering how much time he spends, falling, getting knocked around. RJ has missed a few games, but he's pretty durable as well. Mitch is the one guy who he does get hurt, but I think he looks good. He looks good. Fingers crossed that he just stays that way for the rest of the season. And Fournier is the secret weapon against Celtics. True, Stanley. He definitely lights them up. I still think Fournier is going to play a role on this team. He will have his moments where he'll be able to contribute to this playoff run, to this home stretch to get the best playoff seed possible, and then possibly even in the playoffs. I think there still might be a time for Fournier to contribute. How nice was that to see D Rose get the chance and got called out there? I thought that was fantastic, especially on a special night like tonight in New York, with all the Knicks greats out there watching this game. And it really warmed my heart. I'll tell you, I got choked up. With the halftime situation. It was really nice. Let's see. Don't troll. Thrifty by nature. Good to see you, brother. Hey, George. Glad you haven't had a reason to yell for a while now. The Knicks haven't lost yet with Josh Hart on the team. Yeah, 5-0. 5-0. Hey, maybe we won't ever lose. How crazy would that be? How crazy would that be? Man, I wanted to look up something here because I did a let's see here. I was going through and doing some projections on wins and losses, and I was going to put out this video before, like, during the break. Let me look at it. Let me see if I can pull this up here. All right. Get this thing going here. And I actually may already have underestimated this team already. Seriously. In fact, I did. I had us losing tonight's game. So that's a win right now. So this is just more for fun to look at. Put this up here. And, here we go. Oh, man, this would be wild. Wild, wild, wild if the Knicks could pull this off. It's possible Knicks could go 15-7. Knicks could win 48 games. It's very possible. Knicks could win 48 games. Go here. How's the poll going? All right, the poll says win. Everyone's like, I'm bored here. Win first round. Almost 48% believe that we can actually win a second round. That's beautiful. I actually do believe it. The way we're playing right now, defense. We can score. We can score on anybody. There's no doubt. It comes down to us limiting the other team's potency on the 3-point line. That's the key. That is the key for us. I know Thibs is all about rim protection. But as you can tell, the team has made a major adjustment out on the perimeter now. We're playing much higher up, and on pick and rolls, the secondary defender is stepping up much higher up now. And we talked about this earlier. The drop coverage, there's still a little bit of drop coverage depending on the player, but in general, we've gone away from the drop coverage because that was like a team rule before. We've gone away from it. So that is a big key. So if we can limit how much an opponent hurts us from the perimeter, the New York Knicks can beat anybody because we can score on anybody. And we have multiple ways to score on people. We have 3 excellent finishers and 4 if you count Hart, and even 5 if you count IQ. I mean, the way IQ's been finishing is tremendous. I mean, that one play he played, he like the shot clock was about to end. I can't remember what point of the game it was. Hart set a screen for him on his left side. He ignored the screen and darted between the 2 defenders on the right side, got to the right edge of the paint, and 2 guys rotated over to get him. I remember it was a big guy, maybe Valanciunas or whatever, and he just shot this ball so high up, hit right off the top of the backboard, right through. Beautiful, beautiful finish. And then we got guys who just can hit the 3 now. I mean, Brunson, 40%. Randle, 40%. RJ starting to connect. We know Grimes can catch fire. Hopefully his 3-point shot starts really coming through. IQ's 3-point shot is there. We know Obi's good for one game a week to give you 4 3-pointers in a row. Josh Hart has been shooting the 3 lights out since it became a Knick. Great balance. And then we also have Fournier on the bench if we desperately need to bring in a 3-point marksman. So we are looking good, guys. Here, all right. This is what I want to show you guys. Oh, what's happening here? This is old. What happened here? All right, we'll go back. We'll go back here. I'm trying to do this stuff on the fly. It's a pain in the ass. Oh, there we go. Hide that. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I did during the All-Star break. As you can see, the Knicks are already doing better than what I was predicting. I think that at least 47 wins, maybe 48 wins is very possible for this team. I'm not even going on a stretch here. I'm going that much out on a limb. So we took care of business against the Wizards. That was the first game at the top there. Took care of business tonight against the Pelicans, so I had that as a loss. So now that's a win. So if we lose to the Celtics on Monday, we'll be right on track to win 14 games. But if we win against the Celtics on Monday, then we're on track for 15 wins. We got the Nets on March 1st, which I think we're going to destroy the Nets. Especially it's going to be at MSG. Then we go to Miami. They are in disarray there in Miami. Not disarray. That's a little exaggerating. But the Knicks kind of have figured them out. They figured the Heat out a bit. And they didn't do much in the trade deadline to enhance their situation. So they're still basically the same team that we took care of business against recently. So I believe that we can win that game as well. Then we go to Boston. That game is probably going to be a loss. That could be the first loss that the Knicks have. So that means the Knicks will have won 8 in a row by that point. And then we go to Boston next Sunday. Next Sunday, March 5th. So I'll put that down as an L. Then we got Charlotte. That's a W right there. Then we go on that West Coast trip. And I'm going to try and catch one of these games, either the Clippers or the Lakers game. But first we have the Sacramento Kings, who are playing very well. They just had, the game against the Clippers last night, insane. What was it, 178 to 176 or something? Incredible. Like second highest scoring game in the history of the NBA. And they ended up winning that game in LA. So shout out to the Kings. I'm happy for them to finally be winning again. I've always kind of had a soft spot for them. So just to be fair, especially since we're on the road, I'm going to give that a W to the Kings. Then the 2 LA games, and I kind of usually have been playing this like this for a while in my prognostication. Because also it's a back-to-back. It's a Saturday-Sunday back-to-back. I'm going to put that up as a split. So either way, either that we beat the Clippers and lose to the Lakers, or lose to the Clippers and beat the Lakers. Either way, I see that as a split in LA. This Knicks team that we have now, I see it as a split. Especially also now Josh Hart and Randle are coming back to LA the teams that drafted them. So they're going to be extra hyped up. Portland's tough. That one's a tough one. That one I'm thinking maybe I may have gone out on a limb there a little bit to put the W there because it's in Portland. But I'm going to trust in my guys. Let's put it up as a W, and then we go. Then we play Denver at home. Only 2 games in between. Actually, it's 4 games in between. So I'm putting it down as a loss to Denver because they're going to be at full strength. They're going to come. We beat them in Denver, but we beat them without the Joker. So I'm going to put it down as a loss. Minnesota Timberwolves, we're going to win that game. Miami in Miami. Now, it's the second time we're playing Miami in Miami. I think by that point, and especially with only about 8 games left, 9 games left in the season, who knows where they're going to be at? Trying to get increase their play-in position. So I think they're going to probably step up really, really hard right there, and I'm going to put that on as a loss. But then we have 3 games right there. I think we're going to win. Orlando, Houston, and then we play Miami again for a 3rd time. All right, in a couple of weeks, but this time we play them at the Garden. So then we'll get our revenge. So W right there. We got Cleveland at Cleveland. And similar situation. The playoff seeding is going to be at stake right here. I'm putting this as a loss. But I could easily see the Knicks winning this game. But I'm going to put it as a loss just for the sake of balancing this win-loss schedule out. Then we got the Wizards, which we saw how difficult they were to take care of, to beat, but we're going to play them at the Garden this time, and I think that extra lift is going to help. I think the vibes at MSG have changed a lot recently. I mean, I haven't been there myself, but it just seems like in the players' heads themselves, they have now made their own mental adjustments to bring their best game forward to understand that opponents are coming in on fire when they come to the Garden. So I think the Knicks are now made their adjustments, and they're going to take care of business. So we're going to take care of business against the Wizards on April 2nd with only 3 games left after that. Now we have Indiana at Indiana. I'm putting that as a loss because the last game of the season is just 2 games later is against Indiana. I'll put that as a win, and we're going to beat the Pelicans again. So if all this holds and we flip tonight's game, which I had down as a loss, to a win, the Knicks finish 15-7 in those final 22 games post the All-Star game, which would be good enough for a 48-34 record, which I'm pretty sure would at least get us a 5th seed. It's possible it would be good enough for a 4th seed. I meant to put out a whole video about this for you guys during the break, but just did not have the time. All right, we're looking good. Keep voting. Keep voting. I want to see the more votes we get, the better consensus we get. I missed the super chat. I did. Thank you so much, Kid Funkadelic. Thanks so much. Appreciate the support for the channel. I gotta say, I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, the fans, and the support that you guys give all of the content creators, it'd be hard to do this, because it's a lot of work, and sometimes it's really exhausting. But I mean, I watch the games anyway, but in terms of applying all the analysis and the additional time that it takes, it's a lot of work. So it's great to have be able to go live sometimes. I don't do it as often as I'd like to, and have the one-on-one the interaction with you guys. It really helps. Kind of refuel the tank itself. 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 4, 5 plays 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Nick Yak. I had that mistaken. Here, we'll go back to here. You can see it here. Here it is. That's how it's set up. This is from Tankathon. This is right now if the playoffs started today. That's how it is. Yeah, I screwed it up last night. I don't know what I was thinking. Margaret Edwards, good to see you. Shout out to you. Phibbs had done a good job making adjustments. He has. It took him a minute. He was pretty stubborn last season, I got to say. Very stubborn. Not handing the point guard keys to IQ instead of putting Burks in there. Burks could have been playing the Josh Hart role, and IQ could have been playing the Jalen Brunson role this season. Doesn't mean we would have had as much success as we're having now, but in terms of development, it would have really been much more beneficial for us. And who knows? Things could have been dramatically different. We don't know now in hindsight. But I think in hindsight, I think Thibs realized that he did make that mistake. And remember, in some of the postseason interviews, he did intimate that he didn't use Obi enough and that he wanted to focus more on the young core, use them more, feature them more. And I think that included IQ as well. So I think Thibs realized he made a mistake last season, and by him benching Fournier for Grimes was a clear acknowledgement of that. And that's one of the key things he had to do. He had to bench Fournier. He didn't have to bench him, completely take him. I just mean he didn't have to start. I still think Fournier could have been part of the rotation, but that's me. But in terms of starting, Grimes had to start, especially with Brunson as your point guard, who is a liability on defense. I mean, we see it. I mean, in the past 2 games, I could see it. There's times where teams are they're trying to target him defensively, get switches, and Thibs is doing a good job of hiding him, not giving. That's why sometimes it looks like he's getting caught out of position, but what it is it's Thibs is trying to hide Brunson, trying to keep him away from those switches, especially out on the perimeter, because he just gets cooked. It's just the reality of it. But what's nice is he keeps him down low, and it allows him to be able to pick up those charges, which is great. Need to take a little Ricola. Drew Reviews Music says, George, if you're saying that since acquiring Hart, Thibs has lessened on the drop coverage philosophy, technically wouldn't that make Philly the better matchup? It's because Philly's bench just shoot. Maybe. I gotta watch more. I just think you really think Philly would be a better matchup? I don't know. I think here's the thing. In the playoffs, great players get greater. And, as good as Donovan Mitchell is, which he's fantastic, the Sixers have 2 great players, Harden and Embiid. And Embiid is playing unbelievable. So, but look what happened tonight. They lost to Boston. They lost to Boston in the last second. Was that game in Boston or was it in? I can't remember. Was that game in Boston? In Boston. Where was that game? Tonight's game. It's important. You guys should definitely watch as many other teams right now. Can't just watch Knicks games. Where was this game? Tonight's game. Why does it take forever to find it? It was in Philadelphia. So the Sixers lost to the Celtics. In Philadelphia. Damn. That's a rough loss for the Sixers. She says, I think the rebuttal that the Cavs might be a better matchup is because they're a young team and inexperienced. That's exactly what I think. That's exactly right. Philly has the legendary choke artists known as Doc Rivers and James Harden. True, but the good thing for Harden is it's not on his shoulders now. It's Embiid who carries this team. And having Harden, Maxey, and Harris as role players, not role player, but the support to an Embiid, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. But not saying the Knicks can't overcome it. Not saying they can't if they keep playing like the way they've been playing. But I think right now, currently as is, I would rather face the Cavs. But I could totally be wrong on that. But it's just the way it's feeling right now. Who else do they have? Oh, they have PJ Tucker. This guy Niang always hurts us. Shake Milton hurts us. Now they got McDaniels there, Jalen McDaniels. He's got good length. Paul Reed is always a problem. You know, I mean, the Sixers have a nice, well-balanced team. The one thing is Tobias Harris, I feel he has a tendency to disappear sometimes in games, so especially against the Knicks. So we'll see. But I'm going to make another poll. All right, we're going to close this one. We believe, basically, as a fan base, that our Knicks could get to an Eastern Conference Finals. That it's that possible. Wow. I love the positivity. Love the enthusiasm. All right, here is the next question. Which opponent would you rather face? Which team rather face in the first round? Cavs, Sixers, I mean, it's hard. Okay, I'll just put them in. It's hard to say. Yeah, I'm just going to be between these two. Because I don't believe the Nets are going to be there. It's like, why even put the Nets? The Bucks, obviously, we wouldn't want to face the Bucks if they slip down. Because you know how, even if Giannis misses a bunch of games, you know that he's going to come back in time for the playoffs. All right. There we go. We got over 180 in the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Again, my name is George. If you're new here, drop a hashtag new. And if you're watching this on replay, drop your comments. I read them all. Love them. And subscribe. Let's see. Let's move on to... Let's move back to this here. Here we go. All right. So the Nets are currently in fifth, 34-25. I really don't. I think they'll win a few games here and there, but I don't. I see them as at best being a 500 team for the remainder of the 20 games, or I guess they have 21 games. So, so even if they went 11-10, just to be a little gracious, 45 wins for them. So I got the Knicks already at 47, possibly even 48. So the Cleveland, they are, let's see, they've played one more game than us. They've played 63 games. So they only have 19 left. Yeah, I can see them going 11-8, 12-7. They could win almost 50 games. It's possible. So they might stay in fourth place. So it looks like fifth place might be the best thing we get. But let's say Cleveland hits a tough patch. Let's see, what have they been in the past 10 games? Like, they've lost 3 in a row already, the Cavs. Even though they've won 7 of their last 10, the 3 losses have just come in the last 3 games. So they're hitting the skids a bit. So they could. Let's say they have 19 games left. Let's say they go 9-10. Very possible. So that means they're at 47-35. So if we end up tied with them, that final game against them will be huge. Huge. What's our record against Cleveland? I'm not sure. Have to look that up. That's why it's good. I wish I had like someone else here to help look at some of this facts up. But see how you see why fourth place is very possible. Because if Cleveland goes 9-10, 47, and the Knicks go 15-7, that's it. That's 48 wins, 49 wins. And then that's 4th seed. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's overwhelmingly, we all want to face the Cavs so far. But we're going to get a lot more votes here. All right, let's get to 200 in the chat. See if we can get to 200 here. We were on for an hour already. Having a ball, man. This is the time. I mean, basking in the afterglow of such a great win tonight. It was a magical night at the Garden where something like this happened. This is when, I mean, I first fell in love with the Knicks, obviously during the first championship. But I was a very little kid. So by the time this came around, I was 8. And Walt Clyde Frazier, Earl the Pearl, Jerry Lucas, Willis Reed. I mean, it was just incredible. And the way they played. So as a kid watching them play, I got to watch the best type of basketball there is. You heard how Bill Bradley spoke in the interviews and Clyde and everything. They shared the ball. They played for each other. They played for the team. And the ball was constantly moving with that team. That's how you play. That's how you win. And that's what I grew up on. So they hold such a special place in my heart in terms of also trying to model myself as someone who commits themselves to being the best teammate and player you can possibly be. That was fantastic. I did kind of get lost a little bit when I was playing tennis. I became a little too. I became like a sore winner and loser as a tennis player, as an individual, and I had to kind of get the shit knocked out of me to get me straight again. But definitely, what the foundation was team play, and it came from these guys right there. It would be wonderful if in the next 5 years we're celebrating a chip in New York. The foundation's there. It's been laid there. It's been planted. Jalen Brunson, best free agent signing in entire NBA, I think, this year, or in the offseason. Number one free agent signing. And even when Randle was signed, after we missed out on KD, and they signed Randle, looking at his stat, I was like, he's always had tremendous potential. Always has. But he's a little moody. His style of play needs to be changed. But in terms of his actual ability, it was always there. And now he's listening. And he's more grounded. And it's unlocked a brilliance in his game. He's really becoming unstoppable. And he is making so much quicker decisions now. The minute he gets double teamed, I mean, you saw the final play last night. The game-winning play. He got double teamed, threw the ball right to Mitch. Mitch dunked it. Game was over. And that was only his second assist of that night. That's because he was so flaming hot last night. He didn't need to make that many passes. Tonight he had 5 assists. So he's playing like a top 5 power forward in the NBA. If not even, like, he's playing like a top 15 player in the NBA. So we got 2 guys that are playing on an unbelievable level, and I think it's sustainable. Of course, not 46 points every night is sustainable. That's not sustainable. But look what he gave us tonight. 28 points on the second game of a back-to-back after he gave us 46 points the night before. That's real. Brunson, he may but look what he did in the playoffs last season. He carried that team while Luka was out. He carried that team, got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, Dallas, the West was weaker than the East, but just shows you the level of competitiveness that he has, and he's been a winner his entire life. And then you have the rest of the guys. RJ, his pedigree is there. We've seen him be incredibly dominant and productive for long stretches. Let's hope that whatever he was dealing with is in the past, and now he's focused, and he can continue the play that he's put together in the past 2 games. which he's shooting over 55% in the past 2 games. Carry that over. Then we got Grimes. Defense is never going to go. That's not anything that's dependent upon anything else except effort. His defense is there. He's one of the best defenders in the game. There's charts out there that show that he is the best defender against the best offensive player on the court right now. I'll find some of those charts and stuff and throw them up. Maybe I'll do a special video for that. But that's the level of defense that he's playing. Then we got Mitch, best offensive rebounder in the game, one of the best shot blockers, one of the best rim protectors. And, I mean, his lob game, he's automatic. So we're talking about high-level echelon players now. We have to start, as a fan base, embracing what the team actually is and not what we have already experienced with them in the past and whatever disappointments we've had with them. Right now, they're putting it all together. They're gelling. And then, look, there was a period of time early in the season where people were like, whining and complaining about Quickly. His shot, his playmaking, but his defense was there. And I knew all along his playmaking and his shot would catch up. And now, it's totally there. I mean, he's shooting lights out recently. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. He has the highest plus-minus. One of the highest plus-minus in the NBA. And in terms of defensive box on-off score, he is number 1 in the NBA. So we're talking about high level here. Yes, we don't have a Luka. I get it. We don't have LeBron or whatever. I get that. But the team is quality from beginning to end now. Even our backup center, Isaiah Hartenstein, he has now stepped up recently. He says he's feeling better. The Achilles that was bothering him earlier during the summer and in the first half of the season, now I read that he's completely healed from it, and it shows. What else? And then we added Josh Hart, a grinder, a gutsy guy, a battler, a guy who's constantly skidding on the floor to get loose balls. Who's one of I believe he is the number 1 rebounding guard in the NBA. So you guys catching on to the narrative that I'm talking about here? We're talking about one of the best power forwards in the game, one of the best point guards in the game, one of the best defensive centers in the game, one of the best perimeter defenders in the game, Grimes, one of the best rebounding guards in the game, Josh Hart, maybe the 6th man of the year in Emmanuel Quickly, a number 3 guy, RJ Barrett, who we know that he can take over games. I mean, he's got 2 40-point games in his career. He's already scored 40, dropped 40 something on who was it on the Heat. The guy can step up in big moments. He hits big clutch shots, and now defensively he's more locked in. This team has the possibility of being very dangerous, very, very dangerous, and it's going to be fun to watch these final 20 games. Cannot wait. Can't wait. All right. Well, it seems like overall, generally we want to face the Cavs, and that's the team to face. But Drew makes some good points. Drew makes some good points in terms of matchups. And once again, the Sixers have not proven anything in the playoffs. This current Sixers team haven't proven anything yet in the playoffs. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, man. I'm running out of juice here. It's one thing when you do these solos. It's tough. Just going on your own the whole time. Saturday night. Salute to everybody. If you enjoy a beverage, salute to you guys. Oh man! So on Monday, Knicks play the Celtics. It's going to be a humongous game. I'm hoping that this battle that they just had with the Sixers has worn them down a bit. And they have to stay in town. I know, I guess they're not flying back to Boston because they're in Philadelphia tonight. So they're probably going to be in New York tonight, or definitely tomorrow night. Maybe they'll go out and party, weekend themselves, and maybe RJ will hit the game-winning bucket over Jason Tatum's stretched arm to win the game. Let's see that. That'd be beautiful. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Please do so. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers. And hit the thumbs up button for me. And share this video. Really would appreciate that. And drop your comments. Read them all. And if you're watching this on replay, definitely drop your comments. I definitely appreciate all that support. It's fantastic. We are looking so good right now. In fact, let's go back and look at this again. Look at these standings again. There we are. 35 and 27. Knicks are 8 games over 500, which I believe is the first time they have been 8 games over 500 since they were the 4th seed in that magical 2020-21 season, which ended bitterly, but I don't think this one will. I do not. The landscape has completely changed. We are a much, much better team, and I think Thibs is a better coach now. Even though he won Coach of the Year that year, I think he's an infinitely better coach this season, now at this moment, than he was that season. Ironies, huh? The ironies. All right. Thank you. Ron St. Fleur says we are 2 wins and 1 loss versus Cleveland. Beautiful. So if we end up in a tie, then we end up with the home court advantage. If we end up in a standings tie with them, which is very possible, let's say we both end up with 47 wins or 48 wins, we get the tiebreaker. We'd have to win. We'd have to win that last game against Cleveland to solidify the tiebreaker. Or else, I think then it becomes your conference record. I think that's what decides it. Either way, we actually have a pretty good conference record. We are, yes, right now the Knicks are 24 and 16 in the Eastern Conference, and the Cavs are 22 and 12. Well, we've just played more conference games than them, which means that's going to be tough. I'm going to look at something here before I sign off. I want to look at the strength of schedule. Something I want to look at. Strength of schedule. Here, remaining schedule strength for the East. Sixers have the toughest. Remaining schedule. Well, actually, no. Toronto has the toughest remaining schedule, but they're not a factor. Of the teams in front of us, the Sixers have the toughest schedule. Right below them are the Brooklyn Nets, the Miami Heat, the Atlanta Hawks, and Orlando. And then we are behind them. So the Cavs actually have the easiest schedule. So they have the easiest schedule. But they're on a slide right now. They've lost 3 in a row. Interesting, man. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan. Yeah, this has been outstanding. And these 2 guys here, I love how they've stuck together throughout this whole period. And we just need RJ to continue doing what he's been doing. He is the actual X factor. Because I believe Randle's going to continue doing what he's doing. Brunson will as well. All the other guys. I have less question marks about all the other guys. The only guy that it's not necessarily a question mark. It's just, I know what he can do. It's just whether he can do it consistently. That's what we need. And so RJ is the key to how far we could go. And let's see. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, drop your comments, and share this video. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.